Okay, this is, again, I'm welcoming you to a new YouTube video in 5. Right now we're going to set up Vcenter5, and again, I'm just going to load the media. And again, assuming that your systems are tied into the Active Directory and all that stuff's out of the way, we're just going to go ahead with the install. Right now, I'm just mounting the media, which is a DVD, on my hosted VM, which will be the new virtual center. Okay. Now again, we part 1 created the database called Vcenter5. So I'm just pointing that out. That database is what we're going to be using as for being the home for the database for our virtual center on the server. So again, install. Okay. And mention that usually the SQL component, setting it up, is the most time-consuming portion of this. I guess there's so many ways to tune it or set parameters for it that really nobody wants to deal with. I'm just doing a walkthrough. Yes, there are some trip-ups. I do recover from the trip-ups through this installation video, and that's pretty much why I'm putting this out there. Okay, let's get everything installed. Okay, and we'll just call it demo. And we're going to use our own database again. We called it Vcenter5, and we'll connect to admin tools, the ODBC setup, system DSN, and in this case we're going to use the native client. Finish. The name will be the actual, we'll just call it Vcenter5, the name of the database. And here we'll put the description. And the name of the server is Q&A VC. So again, we'll just browse. I do have many different SQL servers floating around on my network here. And again, this is all my production network. It's a side entity. It's one of the older few setups. And again, we can leave this as default for the ODBC setup. And again, going to check here, and we're going to scroll down to where you see Vcenter5, the database we just created. Say next. And we can say finish here. And let's just test the connection. And everything looks okay as far as the ODBC setup. All right, and again, we'll just look at the configuration quick. I'll just step through it. All right. Okay. All right, so in here we'll just type in Vcenter5. Which is, again, the name of the database we just created inside of the SQL Management Studio. And here we'll say next. Probably we're going to have to go into the configuration manager. Yep. and restart the service in order for the database to communicate to the setup. So in here, we're going to go into the there we go. The configuration management tool. It's the configuration tools. Where is that? There we go. And let's go. Configuration management. And again, what we're trying to do is pretty much is the TCP/IP, the communication. Pretty much restart the service. Let me see. Usually on the instance itself. There we go. All right. Let's start the service here. Okay. Let me give it a second or two. It should start. All right. We'll minimize this. Say next. And again, this is the full. This is what I was talking about in part 1. Where they prefer simple, and again, I'll just re-illustrate it again where it is full for now. We'll come back and address it. Again, the local storage of your SQL server. That's why I want to leave it simple. Let's say okay to this. Okay, from here, we're probably going to have to restart, since, like I said, that's why I'm doing the instruct yet for here. There is a knowledge base article, but it's pretty much saying you got to restart or start the TCP/IP component, the instance itself. So, I'll just try this and then restart the service, enable it. I just disabled it, enabled it, and let's go back up to, I guess we got to go to services and restart the services. So, which one? Yeah, all right. Well, again, like I said, I don't do this all the time, but we'll find it. I just got to I want to restart the services. So that's all right. There we go. We'll get it. And again, this is the unpolished video. Okay, let me just see. All right, let's restart the service. And we'll move us into the next portion. And again, these like the slight little snags that you will be able to search and find knowledge base. But again, I'm just showing you on how to pretty much get around it and fix it. And again, I'm just going to back it and go through it again to show you that it will clear and bring us to the next step. Center the pass. So next. And okay. So next. So next. And again, port 80 is going to be a problem because of a report writer, so it's not going to go through. So what we're going to do now is just, again, go back into the configuration manager. And we're just going to stop this service. We don't need to do the reports because it is conflicting with port 80 of the virtual center. And what we want to do is go in here and edit it. There we go. Services. Make it disabled. Okay. All right, so we stopped the report SQL report service, and it should let us move on to completing the install of this. Okay. Next. Yep. All right, let's install it. Now again, installation was roughly 22 to 25 minutes. I edited it out about 10 minutes of just watching the software install progress bar. I think we can do without that. So we got it down to roughly about minutes. But again, this component of setting up Virtual Center took me about 22 minutes to do it. And again, that's with finagling around with the tweaking, the minor tweaks that we did with the SQL communication part. Stay moving along. The VMware documentation is pretty good. It's just like I said, every time that I go do the install, my biggest hang up, go through this time after time again. If I did it on a weekly, even a weekly basis, you can really become very good at doing it. But VMware is, at least from my experience, that once it's set up, it's pretty rock solid, and you really forget about how you got there until you either redo it again or you do the upgrade. But and then you're always back at this level again. And again, the SQL Express does not give you the management studio to easily add the database. And again, unless you're a full-time SQL group, it's better to maybe have somebody document for you. And again, this is out of the box, and just doing the walkthrough on how I normally install. So. All right. I guess I could have clipped some of this out. Let it go. It's only a couple minutes. All right, finished. So that's pretty good. What we'll do now is that let me switch to one of my other hosts, and we'll actually connect to the new vCenter that we just set up. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll go to one new Vcenter5 client, and again, you can see it's running here, but I'm only connected to the host. But now on Q&A vCenter, we're going to connect to it. And I got the server address already in there. Let's see. And connecting. And if everything worked out, yep, there it goes. Loading the inventory, plugins. All right, that's good. All right, there's our virtual center, and again, an egg box that we got to make this legitimized. And we'll add a new data center. I'm sure we all know how to do this. Q&A tech. And from here, we'll connect the, please verify the address. Q&A. Just the name of the host, so I could just add to that virtual server. Let me switch back. I want to stay here, actually. Yep. So if I go to our new view, connect the host that the proposed connection server and the new vCenter reside upon. Enter the password. Next. Yes. Next. And again, this could all be the licensing straightened out later on, make it legitimized. Okay, and you can see the progress bar. It's connecting to host of our test setup. But it looks like the install was successful. It looks like it's working, but I don't want to speak too soon. Let's let it connect, and we'll see our two virtual servers residing there. Well, actually 3 of them. We're only using 2. We're utilizing 2 of them. So expand the box, and there we are. All right, this will pretty much conclude our part 2 of our VMware View5 setup, installing and prepping the SQL database, and also installing the virtual center. So the next step will be View Composer. Thank you.